So what we've done here in terms of a university-wide approach to embedding sustainability is very timely, particularly in Wales, because the Welsh Government introduced the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act in April 2015, which means that there will be a requirement for a number of institutions, government institutions and organisations to consider the well-being of future generations at the core of what they do, and they will have to ask questions and answer questions on what that means to them as organisations. So if we are educating our students and giving skills to our staff in education for sustainable development and global citizenship, we can support what needs to be done to meet the targets of the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act. And as a large proportion of our students are local students, they come from West Wales, their intention is to stay in West Wales and to work in West Wales, the influence of the inspired education can then filter through further into the community. So the idea of an inspired education is both top-down and bottom-up. Over the last few years, a number of policies and procedures have been put in place to ensure that academics have to look at sustainability within their curriculum, within their degree programmes, down to individual module layers, and look at how they can embed sustainability education across their degree programmes. So we have a lot of legislation and policies that have been put in place over the last few years, including the validation of degree programmes, which has to come through me as the academic lead, so that I can ensure that the sustainability statements for the degree programmes match the expectations and aspirations of the university. And then there are a number of activities that are being put in place to support academic staff now in terms of how they can gain skills and expertise in sustainability in order to pass that on to their students. So in addition to the validation of the programmes, we looked at documentation that could support staff as individuals. So as a university, we've adopted the HEA QAA guidance on sustainable development as a first step to looking at how they might embed sustainability. Then we also provide other additional support. So there's opportunities for members of staff to talk to myself and other people on how they embed sustainability. And to that end, we've introduced a number of activities. There's the annual Inspire conference that I launched this year, which allows different members of staff to talk about how they're embedding sustainability in their particular degree programmes, but also allows other staff to come and listen to them and think about how they could then apply some of their pedagogies to their own discipline. On the back of the inaugural conference that we held this year, we've set up an interdisciplinary research forum on education for sustainable development and global citizenship. And that's going to bring staff from across the university together to talk about where they see their education research and how they might join forces with other academics in different parts of the university to look at examining new pedagogies and how they might be able to share their experiences. On the back of the conference we had, there's an enthusiasm from the staff to look at how they can do more with what they're doing in the classroom and promote that more efficiently and more effectively to a wider audience outside of the immediate university. We have a teaching and learning enhancement group, and as part of that group we have a sustainability specific interest group that I chair, which then supports teaching and learning, so it's quite a useful tool to get through, and so that some of the ideas that are generated through Sustainability Committee on ESD can then be fed back into the Teaching and Learning Enhancement group. Myself and Jane have been asked to speak at a number of conferences in the UK and overseas, and also within different institutions, and we've spoken in Australia and in the US and Canada. I had a refereed conference paper which I presented at the Building Resilience conference in Newcastle, New South Wales this July, which was also then picked up by a resilience blog from Washington DC and presented through their website as well, so that was very good exposure.